Booyakasha, welcome back to another episode of the Bleacher Boys Media Podcast, episode 101. We're recording this on Wednesday night. You guys are probably watching this on Wednesday or Thursday morning or Friday. But, I was wondering, why are we recording so late? Isaac was, swamped with classes all day today. Just want to hear your thoughts on that and why you couldn't record,
I wouldn't say swamped exactly. So we did have a snow day, actually today. So me and the boys decided to take a little trip to Massachusetts, Great Barrington. As you know, Great Barrington Waldorf School. Their middle school basketball program, terrible. We crush them every year. But yeah, we went to this mountain called Butternut, and the slopes obviously nothing compared to Whiteface. But we literally probably did like 10 to 12 runs on the slopes, just bombed every single one, like just went straight down. Their version of a black diamond is like a green at Whiteface. So I've actually never been a good skier on like an easy mountain like that, where I'm like, oh, this is like noticeably easier than some of the other mountains. But
is there
I didn't go to class.
I have a few questions now. Is there no criteria for what makes a slope black diamond? Like, how is a black diamond there so different?
Okay, we should have special guest Matthew White come in here and explain it, but it's just most difficult. So it's green is easiest, blue is difficult, at the mountain, and black diamond is most difficult. And double black diamond, they have those at Whiteface would be expert only. So it's just the easiest, the difficult, and the most difficult. So whatever the most difficult one is on there. I've been getting much better at going off jumps. We were hitting the knuckle, which is the jump on the thing, and I landed one with pretty good air time without breaking my knees or my back or my ACL.
You learn how to fall now?
Yeah, I just gotta keep my weight back. I gotta use my knees, bend my knees more, and land. Especially when you get real air time, you have to keep your legs stable, because when your skis cross, they get. This is a baseball pod, but bear with us, guys. When your skis cross, they get tangled in the air, and then you land on your ass. But, it was a great time. And then I came home, and there were people were having, snow parties, dages outside. But we didn't, unfortunately, not attend those because we were too tired. And then I also had a job interview today as well.
That's good. How'd it go?
Good. Actually, it was more of an internship for the school thing, but yeah, it went pretty well.
Okay.
How was your day?
No. Hold on. My second question is, you guys have snow days over there? So your professors email you and say they can't make it to class or something? What happened?
No. This was a university. So this is the difference between going to a private school and a public school. This is actually our second snow day this week, which I've never had before in my life.
School?
We had a snow day. Right? We had a snow day on Monday, but to be fair, it did snow literally all day, and we got a foot of snow, maybe a little more, so it was hard. But today they canceled classes again and went all remote.
Bro, what the fuck?
Because of 3-4 inches of snow. But it didn't start till 3 o'clock, so I don't really understand that. But I think what they're doing is because they just say now everything's remote. They just want to use the remote system because they have it. So classes will be remote today. And then my professor will just email us saying, okay, just watch the videos that I pre-recorded during COVID on Blackboard for today's lecture. And obviously I did that,
Yeah. Of course.
So.
Okay.
Are you gonna answer the question though?
How was my day? I was, while you were, skiing and going off knuckles and whatnot, I was fucking chugging along in the fucking 4-inch snow trying to get to my class. Did I miss a class today because... No, they didn't cancel. They did. Did I miss a class because I messed up my schedule already? Yeah, maybe. I thought it was started at 1, started at 12.
I could see that happening.
I walked into class 15 minutes into the class, decided, you know what, I'm just going to walk out. So it happens, first week of classes.
Did the professor, did you make eye contact with the professor though?
No. I made eye contact with some of the kids I knew in the class, and they're like, it was just 15 minutes in. That's not worth it. Maybe it is worth it. I should have
15 minutes?
50,
that's
50,
definitely worth
50.
Oh. Well, why even go at that point?
No, because I thought it started at 1. It started at 12.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't have your schedule on your phone?
No, I do. I thought I was pretty confident in my knowledge of my schedule at this point. Which
going off the dome is always a bad idea when you got a brain like that.
Yeah.
It's a slight dig.
What do we talk about? I mean, I have a few questions for you. I think we got to just do a little housekeeping. Is that the word?
Do we discuss the Aroldis Chapman business?
Yeah, that's number one on my list. Aroldis Chapman. What do you think, man? Kansas City for that guy?
I mean, he's pretty washed. I don't know if you've watched Aroldis Chapman pitch in the last year and a half, but dude has an infected ankle. He doesn't trust his 98 fastball. He throws cement mixer sliders. He gets really sweaty. He doesn't show up to practices. I mean, I can go on. The list goes on. I mean, the Yankee fans really don't have a good perception of this guy, or at least they don't now. I think they did when he first came over here, and they wanted him back even more when he won with Chicago. But Chicago. But
South side.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think Aroldis Chapman's like legacy is as a Yankee? Like, he was pretty hated for those home runs he gave up, and I know he was your guy. You're always defending Aroldis Chapman, like, for blindly following him for no reason. Can you explain yourself and the thought process there? Are you gonna miss him?
I think I think my memory and how I remember Chapman will be so different from everyone else that I'm afraid to even voice my opinion. Am I gonna get canceled? Am I gonna get bashed? At least from you. You're not gonna like the answer.
You're the heavy Yankees Twitter user. What do you think? Can you say one nice thing about Aroldis Chapman?
Oh, I can say multiple. I think Aroldis Chapman's tenure with the Yankees was up and down, right? Like, super roller coaster, like the highest roller coaster on the East Coast, you name it. That's Aroldis Chapman. But I think he had, like, everyone forgets the highs. He was, in stretches, unhittable, if you remember. And then we were going to games. He hit that 105.1 miles per hour against the Orioles. We were at that game. It was just electric. It was a fucking show. Like, at the end of games, the fire coming out, the fire sirens, whatnot. I mean, there were some good. What? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying that's a perfect transition to saying that I think Aroldis Chapman has the best stadium entrance. Like, he created that, like, closer entrance thing in the MLB. I mean, you could go back. There's obviously good, great closer entrances, but he, like, really, like, had one of the best for so many years with the flames and the sirens. Basically, until Edwin Diaz came out with the trumpets, Aroldis Chapman's intro was, like, just sick.
Yeah.
But the thing I was going to say about Aroldis Chapman is that he's going to be remembered poorly because, that's unfortunately the life of a closer. When you're in that spot, like, the home runs you give up if they're few and far in between, sure, but the ones you give up are going to be huge. And when you're the guy they go to in the playoffs, you're going to be the one that's kind of held responsible for, playoff losses. And at the end of the day, that's the role that he accepted. That's why he got paid so much money. And, more times than not, I think he kind of failed us in that spot. Like, you can't really picture a lot of other Hall of Fame closers giving up as many big home runs as Aroldis Chapman has. Like, when you think about Mariano, Hoffman, like all these guys, like, maybe it's just because pre-generation, but I don't think I've ever seen Mariano give up, like, back-to-back-to-back years like that. Like, that's just, like, a brutal stretch. Yeah. Even if he was good in between or good in the regular season,
Yeah. I think those moments definitely hurt him. I also think that Mariano's dominance kind of hurt him, and the perception of Chapman, because Chapman's obviously not a Hall of Fame closer, not at Mariano's level in any means. Hoffman, even the other guys. I think he was just a solid closer on a contending team for a while. He was one of the best closers we've had in a while since Mariano.
Yeah, but he also really revolutionized not revolutionized, but he was the one who was really bringing the heat. Like,
yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. I actually think that there is a spot in the Hall of Fame for him. Like, he should not be mentioned with Mariano or Hoffman, or Fernando Rodney, those guys. But, like, he definitely deserves, like, to be remembered for just, like, the Cuban Missile. Also one of the best names in baseball.
Yeah, he had a lot going.
But he definitely has played a big part in baseball over the last 10 years. Like, the winning the Cubs World Series, like, his face is on that forever, in a franchise that hadn't won in 100 years. So that's, like, pretty big in baseball moments. And then you got, like, the Yankees, who are obviously a tradition franchise, and you're trying to win games at a really crucial point in their history, with the next superstar, Aaron Judge, and he kind of failed in that. but there's still good things to be said about him. Now, do I think he's a good guy? No, I think he's kind of a shithead.
I agree
to
with
be
you
honest. He made some pretty poor decisions off the field that that kind of hurt him. His legacy in New York, definitely, and I think that plus the home runs kind of overshadows his, good memory the Yankees fans will have of him.
Yeah, and it definitely leaves a sour taste. And like, if you ask 100 Yankee fans what they think of Chapman, 85 of them would say they didn't like him, or so.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. He had troubles. I think it was time to move on. Good time to move on from him. I think that leads into you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about Jurrickson Profar. The Yankees are interested. Are you interested? Do you want him on the Yankees? Left field. Thoughts?
I mean, from an athletic standpoint, I think he is obviously would be the best option we have. Obviously, you can argue about Guerrero, possibly, but former shortstop, second baseman turned left fielder. Do I think his swing really plays in the Yankee Stadium? Yeah, he could, obviously the lefty thing, he doesn't have that much pop, but he could definitely hit him out of there, short porch, and he would play some good defense in the Yankees left field. That's, a lot to run down if we're being honest. But I don't really feel this move happening. Sometimes you get that little tingling feeling that something's going to happen, like I did with Aaron Judge, or like anyone did, or like you did with Rodon, where it's you think it's coming, it's the right fit. I don't really see him coming to the Yankees, to be honest. But he obviously would be a crazy upgrade. But what are we giving up? That's the question. What are we giving up?
That's a good question. I think that is the question to be answered. He's apparently asking for a little bit too much, maybe a 2-year, 3-year deal, which I don't think I would give for a guy like that. He's a good player, solid player, not great defensively. If you look at his baseball reference page,
he's athletic. He is athletic.
I think you get yourself another Oswaldo Cabrera, or a little bit better than Oswaldo. Proven Oswaldo Cabrera. And giving yourself options, giving yourself more options when, Cash is going out right now on shows and saying Hicks is our left fielder, his job to lose. Giving yourself options, is what you need to do as a contender, but I don't see it happening as well.
I don't understand why people are so mad about that quote. Who did you think was the left fielder?
And what did you think he was going to say? He was just going to come out and say,
as I understand, trust me more than anyone else. Aaron Hicks gives me freaking hemorrhoids. But what do you want? You wanted just an unproven AA, AAA player to take. We saw what Estevan Florial, man, he is just not good. He cannot hit an MLB fastball.
Isaac said no, Estevan Florial hater.
Estevan Florial, man, his swing is so long. He's never made good contact. It feels like I've watched so much Yankees baseball, and I've obviously seen a decent amount of games with him in it. I don't think I've ever seen him make solid contact. I know it's probably out there. He probably has a double or two in his career, 3 doubles or something. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Hicks is the move, and the only possibility would be to get a salary dump of if he plays his ass off in the early part of the season. Okay, now maybe you look to trade him or to dump some salary somewhere, get his value up. But his value is so low right now. He has zero value if they start him on the bench, right?
Yeah.
And there's no point in that. So I say you let him play the first half of the year, and if he's that miserable, you're okay, we either eat it, or we try to salary dump him to a shitty team that needs veteran leadership. He'd be good on the Pirates. Put him on the Pirates or something.
Just send everyone to the Yeah, no.
Send everyone to the Pirates, and we'll get all their young pitching prospects. How about that?
I like that. I mean, Hicks, I feel like Hicks is our best. I don't mind Hicks and Cabrera starting off the year as the platoon left fielder. I mean, how bad can Hicks be that he's the reason the Yankees aren't where the Yankees are?
Do you want me to answer that question, or is that a rhetorical question?
No,
how bad can Hicks be?
How bad can he be?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, answer it.
How bad can he be? I mean, there were stretches last year where he'd be jogging the baseballs. He's just jogging a ball to hit down the line. He could totally cut it off, throw it in, but he lets it go all the way to the wall. There's the drop fly balls. There's 3 pitch strikeouts with the bases loaded, 1 out. There's taking pitches right down the middle because he's unsure of himself.
He's bad.
There's
I'm
him
not
slamming the helmet on the ground after every strikeout. Just there's a lot you can say about Aaron Hicks. So I actually wish you didn't make me answer that question.
That wasn't my point. My point was that he, as bad as he can be, I don't think it can affect the Yankees' team success by that much negatively for the first half of the year.
I mean, yeah, I think Harrison Bader can run down some balls. And Aaron Judge has range in right field, so you can cover for him.
And we're not expecting anything from him offensively. Like I think, as bad as he can be, it shouldn't be the reason the Yankees are losing games.
It's the same thing as Josh Donaldson, except for I think Josh Donaldson is more or less of a head case. Like Aaron Hicks is another Yankees head case.
And Donaldson's
that
also
we got to do a video on
proven.
Yankees head cases.
We do. We've been talking
Donaldson,
about it for a while.
yeah. Actually, that's a video I could definitely make. Yankees head cases and explain my opinion on why they're a head case.
Why don't you? Okay, Estevan Florial had 31 at bats last year. Guess how many hits he had?
31 at bats, 5.
3.
And I bet 2 of them are dribblers that he beat out or a bunt that he beat out. I bet one of them's a bunt. Or close to a bunt.
He has 54 at bats in his career. Guess how many hits?
Well, I overshot it the first time, so I'll go light on this one. I'll say 7.
10. You're right around it.
Okay.
Struck out almost half of him. 21 strikeouts, 185 batting average. He's not a major leaguer. What are we talking about?
You can't have your center field fast guy can't make contact, because if he makes contact, if he chops the ball to deep shortstop, he's getting base hits.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, he's literally just not making contact. Do you have the whiff rate on that by any chance?
The whiff rate on Estevan
I bet
Florial?
his whiff rate's so high. I bet he whiffs every other pitch.
I want to. I want to know his swing speed.
It's probably so slow.
This is what happens when the Yankees.
Honestly, Ty Morgan may have quicker hands than Estevan Florial.
You think so?
I'm not gonna lie. It's probably close.
You think Ty Morgan gets 54 at bats on the Yankees? He'll get more hits than 10.
I mean,
is it possible?
Probably not. No.
Okay, Isaac. Last year, 3 of the hits you're talking about, you said 1 is a bunt or an infield. 3 of them were infield hits.
Oh my god.
2 were obvious infield hits. 1 was a blooper to short left field, right behind the shortstop.
What's the average MPH of these base hits?
His exit velocity was 85.6. I don't know of these hits.
What does it say on those hits?
No, I just saw the spray chart. I'm watching it right now, actually. Let's see. Okay, never mind. One of the hits was nice. It was a nice line drive single.
Okay.
Let's see this one. Ground ball to left fielder. Okay, there's the other one. The second one is a ground ball to shortstop, shifted, a little squibbler, gets through.
Oh god.
And then
so he just misses barrels basically.
And then his other hit is a bunt single. It's a beautiful bunt single.
Dude. Yeah, but
so that exit velocity on that bunt single is 47.2.
Mm-hmm.
Exit velocity on the
ground ball to shortstop.
Ground ball to shortstop 95.2.
Okay.
And his other single to left field 94.5. Or 98.6. Okay. 98.6.
Point is, guy misses barrels for a profession. Basically, he just misses barrels on purpose.
Guy can't hit a ball over 100 miles per hour.
Which is a problem when you really should have more bat speed, being one of the Yankees' top minor league outfielders. Supposedly, he's really good defensively. I'll say that he's like a gazelle out there.
He can run it down. Yeah,
but he can really
his
run. His
limbs
down,
are too long for him.
I think
that's
his limbs
what it
are
is.
too long for baseball.
Yeah,
so you think they should
so.
Cut an inch off or something?
Cut an inch off, or I think he could be a really nice power forward.
Do you think he's thought about that?
Probably not, but if he's listening. He's 6'1", maybe not a power forward, sorry.
No, he would be a point guard.
He'd be a point guard, but I don't think he's fit like that. I don't think he's quick.
But
I think he's
don't,
fast,
you know,
but I don't know if he's quick.
I understand there's an uptick in like velo in the MLB, but
Yeah.
like they still throw hard in AAA. And I know before I get the comments, I know throwing hard is not the only measure. Obviously, you got spin rate and many other factors that separate major leaguers from minor leaguers. But like he just looks like he's never seen a fastball above 95. Like he just like you know what I mean. And that's why I think it's more nerves than anything. So like I get why the Yankees keep running him out because they kind of think of him as in his head and he has so much potential, and then he just goes down to AAA and rakes. Like, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, why is he such a good hitter in the minor leagues, but literally can't hit a lick in the major leagues?
Like, usually, like, let's say a 400 minor league hitter would translate to, like, a 250 MLB hitter, you know? But his is, like, insane to, like, nothing, so it must be mental. Like, you know? It just has to be mental.
Whiff percentage on the fastball.
It's kind of sad because you're ruining all that talent.
Whiff percentage on the fastball, 43.8%, 55% last year. Exit velocity, 81 miles per hour. Like, so there's not enough sample size.
It's getting better.
He's getting slightly better. All right, I think that's enough time on Estevan Florial.
Yeah.
How many at bats do you think he gets
people
next
came
year?
here for the?
Do you think he plays in over 20 games?
No, not a chance.
10 games.
I think the Yankees will get someone at the deadline before they let him. But you know what? It's the Yankees, so they may play him for half the year. Who freaking knows?
He played.
But I think now with Cabrera,
17 last year.
I think now with Cabrera, he's definitely Hicks, Cabrera are definitely the two guys, and then obviously if they get someone else. But
I want Florial to go off in spring training.
It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
I just want to see him hit the ball.
Yeah, it's nice when he does it, but seldom. Okay, we have to stop Florial, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Too much Florial.
Next. I have some buy or sell questions. Isaac was a little confused on this little exercise. Buy or sell, I'm going to read off a statement, and you're either buying that statement or selling that statement. Basically, agree or disagree. You got that?
Why do you have to get cute with it? Why can't you just say that?
Well, buy or sell is like an actual segment for a lot of TV programs, a lot of. Ready? DJ LeMahieu's defense and versatility is as valuable to the team as it is as his bat. You want me to say it again? I
buy that. I buy that all day. I mean, DJ.
Really?
The fact that DJ's won a Gold Glove at utility gives the Yankees such a depth that not a lot of teams have. How many teams can say they have a Gold Glove utility man?
I'm not asking if it's important. Is that as important as his bat to the Yankee lineup?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, okay. I think the fact that you can slot a guy in at second base, third, first, and he could probably play shortstop pretty decently too, if I'm being honest. Like
maybe not as rangy as you want a shortstop.
Yeah, but what? Better than similar to IKF, probably.
Oh, better than IKF. Like, he'll make the routine.
That's what I'm saying. So exactly. So having a guy like that you can put anywhere is just so good for like making the lineup and when you want to give guys days off, which is the Yankees love doing. So I think I'm buying that statement. There it is.
I agree with you. Next up, Greg Weissert can be the 2023 version of Mike King.
I'm going to say no on that one. I'm going to say no on that one. So I'm going to sell that. Okay. Or you know what? I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to put it in like the locker of the things I might sell later.
So do you own it?
That's a good response.
You can't sell something you don't own. You have to either buy it or sell it. You could put it in your cart.
No, I can say maybe later. I could say maybe later.
Okay, save for later.
So I could save it for later on that one.
That's kind of bullshit, man.
Is that a cop out?
Yeah, you can't buy it once you see he's doing well.
No.
You
I'm
gotta
just
say
like,
you're selling.
I don't know if he's gonna. I don't even know if he's gonna be on the freaking roster. So like.
So you're selling. You got to sell them. I'm sorry. You can't just.
I'm sorry, but I mean, dude has a nasty slider, but I just don't think he's that good. And the Yankees, I don't think the Yankees trust him.
Okay, I mean, we didn't know anything about Ron Marinaccio. These guys just come up and do well. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm buying that.
Or they fail miserably. You're buying that?
I'm buying in the way.
I feel like you're buying all of these because they're your questions, so you like your questions.
We'll come back to this. Okay, next one. Clay Holmes will be an all-star closer next year. Buy or sell?
No, I'm selling. Sell. No way. I think he's regressed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. You want to
because
elaborate on that?
I think that obviously he had the command issues on Pittsburgh. That's why he had a 5 ERA. He comes to the Yankees. He gets fixed. Gas station, all that. Matt Blake, and then he kind of breaks out of it a little bit. You start to see his control issues coming back, and then it becomes a mental game with him. Like you can see the gears grinding. Like he knows that if he wants to throw a strike, he has to set up inside of the plate on a lefty if he wants to throw it outside, right? He knows that. So then he starts missing wildly because he's starting on the opposite edge. Like you can see like how mentally affected Clay Holmes was. So I think he'll be good, but I don't think he's ever going to reach that like elite level again. And
Not
it
a
is
good
pretty
trait to
hard
have
for
as a
relievers to
closer.
make. And the relievers are hard to make the All-Star game. So I don't see him being an All-Star next year. No, I'm selling that.
I agree with you. I'm also selling that. I think it's time for Loizaga to fully take over as a closer role. Clay Holmes, you remember that one stretch in the summer in like August when he was literally unplayable because of how bad his control got? So I like as a closer, you can't have that.
And I also remember times when he was literally like automatic, like they wouldn't even make Remember when they didn't hit it out of the infield for like 20 games?
Yeah,
Like, so he has
like
that in him, but
singles.
it's all up there. Add it to the Yankees mental list, guys.
Head case? Is he a head case? No, not really, man. I think that's
Yes,
more of
he is.
baseball. He's a head
He
case.
is.
He's lower
He's a
on
head
the. He's lower on the hierarchy.
He's lower on the spectrum, true, but he's still on there. Like,
Okay.
who's not on there? DJ LeMahieu.
Oh no. Oh,
You know who's not on there? Like Luis Severino. You know who's
No,
not on
not-
there? Nestor
no.
Cortez Jr.
No. Who's on the fringe?
Jose
Give me
Trevino, not on there.
Give me a one fringe head case player that's like with a certain instance in April or May could sway or push him over the edge into the head case category. Who's that guy?
Like, you want the obvious answer?
I just want one
Like
fringe
Gleyber-
guy that.
Like one bad month, Gleyber Torres is done. Like,
I think
like,
Gleyber
for a
Torres is
long
fully
time.
on the head case list.
He is the biggest head case. Is that what you're asking for?
No, I'm asking for a guy that's like right in between being a head case and not being a head case.
See, for me, the world is pretty black and white on this topic.
There's got to be one gray guy, man. The world is not always black
let me
and
think.
white. It's not always right or wrong.
I could see a world like, okay, I'm thinking like Domingo Herman, and that's been my answer for a lot of questions. But like, so think about it from his perspective.
I think he's
like
a full-on head
kind
case.
of. I don't really think he is, but like he's kind of been in and out of favors with this Yankees team, right? Beats his wife, not good. Comes back, pitches like pretty bad in the postseason, but then has some good games too, right? But I could see like he's handed this fifth starter role, and he has one bad stretch of like 2-3 starts in a row. I could see him just completely melting too.
Can I point you to him beating his wife? You said it, okay? And then he also retired from baseball on Instagram. Posted a story saying he retired, and then he came back the next day. I think that guy's he's a pretty big head case, but maybe
All
not
right, so maybe
anymore
not
as much
Domingo.
as it was before. Like he's kind of quieted down.
I could
give
see
him that.
like, so I think of IKF as just like a complete like robot of a person. Like,
Okay.
just like he's like he's like crying inside. Like he makes like another routine error. Yankee fans mercilessly boo him. Then he chops out to shortstop, and he's just getting booed. And then he's just like robot expression, just like nothing. Like
Yeah.
he's just that type of guy who's just like, you got to engage in conversation with him. He's not going to engage with you, right? So I could see a point where he just makes a ground ball, and just like a tear just starts going down his his
I like
cheek.
that answer.
But he's still like robot. But it's like maybe it's like a little like robot like diesel, like maybe a little robot oil just starts leaking out of his eye because he's trying to keep it cool and collected, but it's just like it's so much pain. It's just so much pain inside.
I like that answer. Because I don't see him as a head case. Like when you ask me straight up, is he a head case? I don't think so. But like as you said, I think it could happen with a few.
He's
few more
keeping a
months
lot deep down.
You think so?
Like,
do you think he has a therapist?
You ever? Oh, or sports psychologist. But you ever seen his face after he misses the ground ball? He's always just like staring like this, and just like pounds his glove and just like stares
Chewing
into
his
the
gum.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just crying a little bit inside, which I would be too. I've been there.
You've been there? Really? I thought you were like a defensive first Gold
Oh,
Glove.
I'm a solid defender now. So
Yeah. After you move to second base. Can we? Okay, last one. Stanton is a better player all around when he plays the outfield.
Yes. There's no question about that.
So would you advocate for him starting as a left fielder?
See, that's the issue because you want to fit in the young guys too. But I actually do really like him in left field. I don't know why the Yankees are so scared. I get it's a big left field, but I mean, he's made some pretty good plays. I mean, he robbed a home run in Toronto. That's a huge fence. He can get up there. Obviously he's not the fastest guy in the world, but I mean, is Aaron Hicks that much faster than him? I don't think so. Like Aaron Hicks jogs to the ball. Like at least Stan still has an arm. He threw a couple guys out last year.
Yep.
And if you have someone like Harrison Bader and Aaron Judge patrolling the other two spots, I think you can really put him out there. And to answer your question, I think it keeps him athletic, it keeps him balanced, and it's just like if you're an everyday baseball player, I feel like you just don't want to be just hitting for 3 at bats and that's all your like play. Like for me personally, if I'm having a shitty day at the plate, I want to go out and make a defensive play and like run out there and forget it and feel the crowd and stay engaged. Like you're just sitting on the bench coming out for 3 at bats a game can be kind of not great for a player. So I actually really I'm gonna buy that one. That's our phrase, right?
Oh, damn it! I forgot my second question. Stanty. Would you be worried? Yeah, I do. But would you be worried about his injury?
I mean, you're always worried with his injuries, but that's why they rest him so much. Why can't they put him out there like 2 days a week? Rest him in the months, when you're already won the division. Like, that's fine. But also, don't let him get cold because that's the other issue with the Yankees is they rest so many guys at the end of the year. They all go into the playoffs cold. They need to do something different this year. So that's a topic for another day, though.
Okay, that ends my list of buy or sell questions. Do you have one? Would you want to come up with one?
Let me think really quick.
Yeah, think really quick.
Okay, Gerrit Cole leading the AL in strikeouts again.
Yeah, buy. I'm gonna buy as much as I can on that.
Really?
Who's in contention? Rodon,
Dylan
Cease, Manoah.
Oh, so you think he has that in the back? Okay, let me rephrase that. Okay, Gerrit Cole, AL Cy Young.
Bye.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
What makes you think that?
His ability to strike people out and be a good pitcher. I mean, bro, like he regressed a little bit last year, but I think it was because of the home run ball, obviously, and he had like a few like absolute clunkers, and I think he can limit that down. I think he'll be on a little competition with the other guys in the rotation to do better than them. Because remember last year at the beginning of the year, Cole was like the 4 or 5. He was literally the worst starter for like a good stretch of games. So I think
he's not the 4 or the 5. He just pitches like a 4 or 5.
He was pitching like the 4 or 5 for a good portion of the early season last year. So I'm buying. I think he's bound for a huge bounce back year. You see his playoff performances? Yeah. He's back.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it fully.
No, stop.
I'm
selling.
I'm gonna sell that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he's AL Cy Young. I mean, I think. What do you think Ollie would say if you said? What if you said that? Like, are you gonna in your pitching prediction video? Little preview here, guys. In that video, are you gonna say Gerrit Cole Cy Young? You better now. Now your back's against the wall. Now you kind of have to say Gerrit Cole Cy Young now because I kind of got you.
Can you rephrase your question again? Like. Is that my Cy Young pick, or is that like, do I believe he can have a Cy Young season?
No, I said AL Cy Young, buy or sell. That's what I said, and you said yes. So that's your pick now. Lock it in.
Because I'm thinking like Christian Javier could come out of nowhere and win the CyCy Young. Shohei Ohtani's out there.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you answered the damn question. Then
no, okay, no. Gerrit Cole Cy Young. Yep,
you're
100%.
Gerrit Cole Cy Young. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
He's never won one. He's kind of motivated.
He's never won one.
Is he going to be the number one? Is he going to be the number one guy on my rankings video? Who knows? Maybe not. Who knows? But
so wait. So Gerrit Cole has to be number one.
No, he's
what is number one then? Because then now he has to be number one on your list and Cy Young.
Fuck it, fine. Yeah. I'll ride my guy. I believe in him.
Oh, I got you in so deep now.
I got to study for that argument now with Ollie.
Yeah, really.
that kind of leads me. I was just reminded of another dude. What the fuck? Okay, sorry. I'm watching Joel Embiid's like fucking humping the crowd. Can we talk about the Blue Jays? Vladamir Guerrero. I know you saw the clip of him saying the Yankees were the easiest team to face. The Yankees and Blue Jays. I don't know what it is. I don't want to call it a rivalry yet. Manoah said Gerrit Cole was the biggest cheater in MLB history. They also were chirping last year about tires and pressures, and I don't know what the fuck that was about. But give me your thoughts on Vladdy, Blue Jays.
Pressures for tires.
Yeah.
Dude, Vladdy. Okay, one of my friends, John Syracuse, his least favorite player in the entire MLB is Vladdy.
Okay.
Which, like, I don't hate Vladdy that much, but he's starting to just be a little pest. Like, he tries to say these things to, like, get under Yankee fans' skins or, like, trying to be like, oh, yeah, we're the new kid on the block now. But, like, you guys haven't won anything yet. Like, you guys actually, like, the Blue Jays are so cocky for a team that actually hasn't achieved anything yet. Like, I know the Yankees haven't, been to the World Series in a while, but you guys haven't even won playoff games yet. Like, so please, before you start talking about the Yankees and easiest team, please win some playoff games first, and then I'll listen to your argument. But also, I think he was talking about, like, him personally, because he does eat up against the Yankees, like, numbers wise. So I think he was probably talking about himself there. But
I'm fine with him saying what he said. I think it kind of adds fuel to a fire that's not really there. He's trying to make it happen. He's kind of like, remember when we were making fire out of nothing with the wood and whatnot? I think he's trying to make fire out of nothing. But at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, what the fuck you doing? Like, imagine if the Aaron Judge came out, easiest team to face, the Astros. Buddy, like, you're a little off there. I don't know. Like, the Yankees were the Blue Jays were 8-11 against the Yankees. The Yankees have owned the Blue Jays in the past. I don't know. It's just not even
Max
close.
Max Kepler, like, easiest team to face, Yankees.
Yeah, like,
well, that's just not true.
All right, buddy. Do you think Gerrit Cole, like, do you think the Yankee superstars are like reacting to that at all?
No, the Yankees don't do that. That's the whole point of the Yankees. Like, they're bigger than that. Like, they're so much bigger than those stupid little like, if any Yankees said that, they'd be getting, like, a phone call from Yankees PR later, like, scolding them about saying that. Like, You
don't think Glaber sent the little text to Oswaldo?
I mean, yeah, they talk about it. Maybe they talk about it like that, but they don't talk to the media like that. Like, that's the thing that makes the Yankees different. Like, they don't talk to the media like that at all.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Back end of the.
I think that's it for today. No,
I think it is. You want to close it out?
Yeah. Well, thank you guys if you tuned in again. We appreciate the listen. I know we don't really have a lot to talk about, but we will soon. Spring training is just a little bit away, so hang on tight to that. The baseball fever is coming soon. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, all that good shit, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you.
Bye.